Okay, here we are, April 16, plot 1-4, block 7017W. This is Ellen west of the recheck of a check. There's a blaze tree, distance and bearing, plot center. There's a little pin in the ground as well. This is tree 2, that mistletoe thing. And here we had two issues. It was an age and a tree doubling thing. This, I ended up chopping right into it, to be definite. Here's what I counted. Ron had 110 total for this tree. I did this. We'll see what we see on a video where I've counted in. All the way to the core, which I apologize if we can't see it. But an easy 138. And obviously readily auditable. And this is tree 1. Just a little pan around. You can see I had a 1 and Ron has changed that to a 1/4 because he is saying that it's close to the right of way. So I've measured here to there, 3.4 meters. Then measured the same distance here to a blue ribbon. And somehow Ron is saying that we're in the right of way. And I'm going to take a little video just to let everybody see what I'm seeing. I've laid the tape where I am seeing the right-of-way edges. See, here's one end of the tape and the trees. This would be, I guess, the first stump right here. And those are the real trees. There's the road. I've gone the same distance bearing along the road. And then here's the tape. And I would say that the first tree felled by the right-of-way fallers would be this snag, for sure. And then I was looking for stumps. And the first big real stump is this fir one. We'll just walk up the right-of-way edge. See what we can capture on video. So here I am on the right-of-way edge. This is the back of the Elaho. There's the pickup, the road. It's been plowed. 30-meter right-of-way usually. So that tape is almost 20 meters off the right-of-way. I'm right on the edge here. And there's the tape. I've laid it along the edge. We can try to walk down it. So you could see, even if we lined up tree to tree, would be, say, this tree, and on that, like this has all been, untouched right away. There's the tape hanging. There's the blue ribbon in that tree. So it's about 10 meters to that line. Even if I brought it here to here, and I can do that. That tree I'm on is definitely on the right-of-way edge. If we want to be extreme and zigzag the line, then we come to this tree. And it's still another 3 meters to that line. Therefore, 100% impossible to be doubling this tree due to right-of-way. Thank you. Oh, and I forgot to mention about tree 2 here. I didn't chop into this one, but I did chop about half an hour ago, identical tree, and chopped 144 years. That's what I counted in block 71-7E. So I have the recordings of that as well. So that's why, and that was called 90. So I'm going to say it's definitely older, and this cedar, which was 110, I got at 143. Okay, bye. We're in plot 4 again, tree 2, where I noticed Ron had a crook in 2 tallied. So I've tried to find it. He agreed with the mistletoe, which is great. That's, I would say, quite evident and callable, but I've looked on all angles to try to find that crook, which which is, this is the whole middle third, and I don't see any. Bye-bye. Here we are on plot 5. Start with the big ticket item. Is this Douglas fir, which I called tree class 4, a snag. Ron agreed with the conk and 4 call. And he chopped it here, grazed the surface by a couple millimeters, and I see there, he chopped it there and got a lot of rot actually, and one little sound face. And then I chopped it here and went quite deep. And I don't know if you can see, but that is 100% rotten. And there's a tiny bit of good wood there, but this is as good a snag as it gets. Here's his neighbor, I guess. It's kind of a crook. Actually, it's just a crook, which he didn't call on his J net factor 81. Just for an idea of the surroundings. There's another fir snag. This plot actually has 3 fir snags in it. There. This guy here is tree 7, another snag. You know, the same size conks. This one isn't broken off. It is broken at 16 meters. Which are both agreed. And this one in my books, based on the amount of rot I can see, and the several conks on it, is not even close. I'm just going to walk down. While I'm here, I'll look at tree 1 here. Mistletoe call was not agreed with. It's a very close one. There's mistletoe all over the branches, and it's caused incredibly abnormal size branch swelling, which does affect the bole of the tree. That's what I call mistletoe. And then the scar, which I had called, Ron didn't agree with. There is one here, which in my mind is quite obvious healing material. It's a close call, but then there is this on the ground as evidence that whacked it. Then there's this on the ground by that scar. There's the log. And I'll just zoom in to undeniable healing material. So there's the scar there. The rest was agreed with. It was just this tree 6, which of course is a missed tree. According to all, I'm saying mine is good. Quick video of plot 6. Plot center's down there. This one was pretty much the same. Little difference in this tree 6 here. I had called it an F grade. I mean, it's a big, beautiful. Ron called it 5-1-1-1. Found a stubborn 1. I called it stubborn 2 and called it an F. He called it a C. So, good job. Tree 1 there I had a snag. He chopped in very deep on this time to try to see if it was good, but it's not. We agreed on the conk here, and the only disagreement was the scar, which to me is dead obvious with the blue there. There's a log that whacked it, and there's definite healing material. I'll try to get closer there. So that with healing material I would call, and leaking sap every time. And then there's a scar here that I just found, so we both missed that, but that's the way it goes. Okay, thank you. Here we are on plot 2. This is tree 1, the one I had is a snag. And Ron called it a tree class 3. He agreed with the conk all the way up and 4. Obvious one there. One right there. And I see in this one, what he's done is chopped the dry side of the tree very shallow. Right there. You notice the tree is leaning like towards us. So that's where it's dry. That's where it has some sound wood. But this side, where I chopped there, it's completely rotten and gone. This is a bit sheltered. So you can see the rot in there. And there's some good. And where it's sheltered, it's good. And then here, this side is sort of straight and it's completely rotten. A little bit of good wood there, but this is all total punk. I'll try and take a shot up. Show the 7 or 8, 9 conchs. And then the back side I chopped. It's kind of hard to get to. It's kind of steep, but this is sort of the exposed wet side, and that's completely rotten. So there's no way at all. This is greater than 50, and he called it 80% sound, so that's it for there. Here we are, plot 2. Pin, blaze tree. Tree 3 was this cedar that I had tallied as tree class 3, and Ron said it was less than 50% sound. So I went over it and chopped into it. And you can see it's totally solid here. I'll try to walk up. The other side is not totally solid. We called this a 38-meter log. See in here. And before I go, I did call it tree class 3, but this time I noticed this. So it would be my bad if I missed it, but it looks to me like it's actually alive. So that would be a boo-boo on my part, but also, I guess on the, where Ron called it no tally. So here's the first log. To this tree is 12 meters, to the rock is, I don't know, what, 13. So the first 10-meter log is at 58% of the volume. I give it net factor 90, which is, 52%. I'll just go up here. Second log, 10-meter log, has 29% of the volume. I gave it a net factor 50, even though it's quite a bit more than that. You can see it there. I'll go up and just show you the top. Because this is a mist tree scenario, I'm making sure I do everything right here. You can see it's pretty sound. In there, it's not sound. You see? So net factor 50 is hitting it quite hard. Up here is the top, where that's sound and solid. And it disappears. So this is another, at least 12 meters that I only gave net factor 50, and so that tallies to 12, which makes it 52 and 12, about 67% sound, and that's it for tree. I should have mentioned about this tree 3, this windfall, that Ron had it graded as Z990. The last video showed the whole tree, so I highly doubt it's 0. And I graded it I believe, 5. Tree 3 at H1389, U9990. So that's not, I like a bigger net factor on the second log, but having it being alive and very sound, it's definitely greater than 50 and should be tallied. This is tree 6 in plot 2, where I called conch in 2. Ron didn't. This is identical to tree 4 in plot 3, where the conchs that, you can see what I called there. They're not obvious to me under the branches. They're definite, because we can't say 100%. Yes, I've been looking for a windfall to sort of prove my case, but we're going to carry on with just agreeing that we're not going to call those conchs. I did, and that's fine with me if we're going to take those off. But otherwise, the scar is deadly obvious and painted now, and I had it originally, and Ron didn't do it in the check, but I mean, the conch's obviously a bigger call anyway, and changes the risk group. But the scar is indeed there, so not missed by myself. Okay, bye-bye. This is plot 2, their tree 9. I had sprayed that because it's covered in conch. Chopped in there. I chopped in 2 places up there. You can see all the conch on it. I had called this less than 50. I've measured it 6 times and got from 56% to 64%, 66%. So I'm going to say this was a mystery. Covered in conch. I didn't chop into it the first time. I just looked at all the conchs, called it a dead useless. I shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to say this is a solid, well, 64% sound tree. Thanks, bye.